So today I'm going to talk to you about the Robert Biale Vineyards in Napa. This is their black chicken, which is a Zinfandel, and this is a 2022 vintage. So before we get into that, I recently went to a wine tasting at one of the steakhouse and seafood restaurants close to where I live. The sommelier at this place is top notch. He's amazing. He has gone out to Napa, I think he said 128 times during his career as a sommelier, and he also makes wine out there. So he has a great um, reputation, a great relationship with a lot of different producers, growers, farmers, you name it, out in Napa. So thankfully, I got to go and meet Coach, who is on their sales team. He goes around the country doing these wine tastings, and it was really an amazing experience. I've gone to many wine tastings at this restaurant, and I love them every time I go. So, Robert Biale, I was really surprised by this wine. I had not had it before, and I wanted to talk to you all about it because it's not what you would traditionally think of with a Napa red. So they don't have any whites. They're a completely red variety. And instead of the typical like Cabernet Sauvignon, things like that you would see in Napa usually, they focus more on Zinfandel and Petite Syrah. So this vineyard was started back in the early 1900s. It didn't officially become Robert Biale until later with Robert himself, but his father started it, Aldo Biale, when Aldo was 13, and his father died in a mining accident. So it unofficially began, and they have a great history, background, and story. A lot of their wines have interesting names because of this. So the black chicken, when Aldo was selling, it was during Prohibition, and his father had immigrated from Italy. So there was a large Italian population out in Napa that wanted to help Aldo, a 13-year-old who was now, the man of his house. And so they said, Aldo, we'll buy your wines from you, but how are we going to order them? Because we order on the phone, and back then they had the party line system, which some of you may understand and some might not, but basically anyone could listen in on a landline. So Aldo said, I have an idea for that already. Just tell me when you're calling that you want a black chicken, because they did not sell any black chickens. They only had white chickens. But people called, and they also ordered groceries, like vegetables from their garden, eggs from their chicken layers, things like that. So they would call and they would order a black chicken when they wanted a shipment of wine. So now this is named black chicken for that. They also have a Zinfandel named Party Line for the Aldo's experience, Robert's father. So that was really interesting to learn from Coach. I think that a lot of wines are great. You're gonna get good wines a lot of different places. I think when you have the story behind the wine, it can really kind of set it over the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up while I tell you a little bit more about Robert Biale Vineyards in Napa. So you can go there and visit. They are a vineyard and winery experience. So they have a Valley Vista experience that you can go and explore the wines on their back porch and get to taste all of these delicious wines. Then they also have an estate experience, which is a little bit more in depth. So this is great if you have a group, or if you are really, really interested in the winery, the growing, talking to the grower, understanding. So they're going to take you through a good portion. They're going to do a guided experience through the farming practices, through the viticulture, and then the viniculture of actually developing the wine in the barrels in their winery. So this Zinfandel is amazing. It is I had it, I think that this wine tasting I went to was about 3 weeks, 4 weeks ago now, maybe. And it's just, it was delicious. Probably one of my favorites and Zinfandels that I've had from Napa. So I love Robert Biale. Oh, yeah, just as good as I remember. Superb. Biale, let's kind of transition a little bit more into how you would go there if you are taking a trip to Napa. So they do have those two experiences that I said. When I send clients out to Napa, I love to send them on kind of a day experience across different vineyards. I think that the average is probably about 3 a day. I think that you go to more than three and you kind of lose out on the last few just because you're a little tired and a little worn from the day and drinking. But working with Robert Biale Vineyards, they take care of clients so well. They explain everything to you. We have a great relationship, which is really nice. And when I send clients to Napa, I like to send them to the Stanley Ranch and Auberge property. It is nestled within these vineyards. You can borrow bicycles from the ranch and ride to the vineyards to go do your tastings. They have a private car that will take you to and from town if you would like. They have a farm to table practice. They're actually growing a lot of the vegetables and herbs and things like that you're eating on property. They have rooms, suites, villas, and vineyard homes actually. So this is great not only for like a anniversary trip or honeymoon if you love Napa or love wines and you want to just relax and unwind, but because of the villas and the homes, this is also a great place for a multi-generational family to go to or a group of friends who are going out for a bachelorette party or something like that. So you get to stay in these beautifully appointed homes. This is a newer property and you see it and you just think Napa. You're seeing these tans and beige and rich woods and cobblestone and things like that. It's just really blends into the landscape beautifully, but also stands on its own, if that makes enough sense. So I love the Stanley Ranch. I love the Zinfandel. It is delicious. And um, the Stanley Ranch, so we work together, Auberge and my company, and my guests do get some nice perks when booking through me. So if you're interested in that or interested in staying somewhere else in Napa, I think that even if you're going for 4 days, a long weekend coming up, maybe spend Thanksgiving out there. It's a beautiful time to be in Napa. And it's a little bit, you know, shoulder season, I guess. So it's not as busy, which is when I love to travel. I just think that it's a really wonderful place to stay. You get to go experience a lot of different vineyards, and the staff is also amazing, as they are at all Auberge properties. So, if that's something that you're interested in and you'd like some help planning your next trip to Napa or anywhere else that you are interested in going to see and drink some great wine, please let me know. My email is Catherine@mistralwindstravel.com, and I will link that in the show notes. I'll also link my website. Of course, I will link Robert Biale. Thank them so much for making such delicious Zinfandel. This is going to go perfectly with my dinner tonight. I think we're going to actually grill some burgers and have some local veggies on the grill as well. So, just that rich, fatty burger cheese with this delicious, like kind of plum and let's see, cherry, Zinfandel. It's going to go really, really well together. So I'm really excited. If you see Robert Biale at one of your favorite wine stores, make sure to grab a bottle. It really is delicious. And I will link their website in the show notes as well. So make sure you stick around for more wine and travel tips. usually together. Sometimes we'll just be wine, sometimes we'll just be travel, but we'll see. See you all soon. Cheers.